بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وبعد. Praise be to Allah, the Merciful, and peace be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. First of all, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gave us this opportunity to study together. And second, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who learn and practice, and make us of those that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in his hadith, مَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. فَقِّهُ, make him understand the deen. That's the most important thing. That we are not like imitator without understanding. No, we imitate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but again we understand what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying. Why we here? We here to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the right way, the way that He stated and sent to His prophets, all of them, and we practice and follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, we come back to Matn Abi Shuja. It's a small pamphlet about fiqh and deals with fiqh Shafi'i. And as I always say, it doesn't mean that when you study that you become Shafi'i or you become, no. But we try to have like a little taste of how the scholars used to think, how they put the evidence together to give us the rules that we understand. Sometimes you say, oh, I pray according to Hanafi madhab, or according to Hanbali madhab, or according to Imam Malik madhab. Yes, but again, you don't understand where did he bring that from. He have basics, he have rules. He did not just invent this way of prayer. No, he took it from the Prophet ﷺ. But tells you that if you do this during your prayer, then your prayer is invalid. Why? It's according to such and such hadith. If you do this in your prayer, then your prayer will be good, accepted, enhanced, improved. Your prayer will have more reward, and that's not from his head. He was a student of a student of a student of the Prophet ﷺ. So it came all the way from the Prophet. Fiqh mean understanding. That's what fiqh mean. It's good to say, I pray like this because the Prophet ﷺ said that. That's the best, you say. But again, if you say, yeah, according to Abu Hanifa's standard, or according to Abu Hanifa understanding to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, is no problem of saying that. Once again, if you study that, those few pages, we're going to study only salah and wudu. That's what we're going to study. It's about 17 pages. That doesn't mean that, it means that you have the key to go and read more and educate yourself. Because the sheikh, the scholar, the ustaz, the imam of the masjid, he cannot feed you all the knowledge. He just gave you ways to gain that knowledge beside the dua, beside asking Allah for success. That's what you will do. We finished the first chapter, and that chapter dealt with water. And subhanAllah, this is what fiqh is. And when we sit with our shuyukh, again, questions comes up for the same subject. And we ask, and that's what makes your mind wide open to understand the evidence. So I want to clarify those questions came before me past few weeks, and then if we have enough time, then we will go to the next chapter, inshallah, hoping and wishing to finish this book and give everybody ijaza, if you want, in this book before Ramadan, inshallah. Let's make dua to finish this before Ramadan, inshallah. May Allah make me and you and everybody attend Ramadan and reach Ramadan in good health and wealth and iman. Ameen. Say Ameen, my brother. Good. Jazakumullah khair. One thing I want to mention, that Allah created everything halal. Everything good. You have to know that. That's basic. Except what He tells us, this is no good. And the Prophet ﷺ tells us also, this is no good. Why are we learning this? Because if something comes up and even no evidence whatsoever, and that's what the scholar deal with. They say, yeah, al-ashya'u ala al-ibaha. Everything is mubah, except the thing that comes with dalil. So if you want to come and say, this is no good, this is haram, you have to have evidence. You have to bring something. And we have to study that evidence to see whether it's no good or it's good, and then we go from there. That will help you a lot. Najasa, you don't have to deal with it unless you are sure about it. Unless you are sure about it. Someone comes to me and says, Sheikh, I make wudu and then I feel like I let gas out. And that happened many times. Should I renew my wudu? There is difference between yaqeen, and I gave you example about that yaqeen. What's yaqeen mean? You remember? Al-yaqeen?
Conviction.
Al-maut. No, I'm not asking about the translation. But al-yaqeen, al-maut. Just remember, yaqeen equal to? What's al-maut? Everyone believes in it. It is true, right? It's solid. Something that if you say to anyone, you're gonna die, can he come and say, no, I'm not gonna die? Can he say that? No. Even if he reached 100 years old, he is waiting for. So dealing with najasa, you have to have yaqeen. So what I tell that man for his question, I said, can you swear that gas came out of you? And then he was saying, well, no. Then you have wudu. Don't let shaitan play with your mind. Okay? Najasa, you have to have yaqeen. As we said, you have to see it, you have to taste it, you have to smell it. This is najasa. Yes, that's one thing I want to. We said that you could remove the najasa. You remove the najasa with whichever, we're going to come to that, yes. But sometimes the color of the najasa stays. And you cannot remove it, even with the new ways to wash and stuff like that. You cannot remove it. If the color stay a little bit, smells stay, but you remove the najasa, then that place is good to go as tahir. You can pray in it, on it, with it is fine, because this is, you cannot do anything with it. It's hard to remove such a color or such a taste. Again, when you remove the najasa, that's another question came. A brother, he praised it, he said, we remove the najasa with istijmar. Anybody knows what istijmar is? Istijmar. When we do istinja, when we go to the bathroom, whether you do number 1 and number 2, Anybody doesn't know number 2? Yes. Everybody knows number 2 and number 1. When you do number 1, number 2, you have to wash. Because alhamdulillah, we have water here. Some people, when they go to the airport, Jazakallah khair, Shaykh Allah. It's an honor to be serving here under my brother Sheikh Shmindim. He gave us all the chance to get such a knowledge. We thank him very much. We appreciate his service. May Allah bless him and bless his family. And he's doing that out of honor. And also brother Abu Bakr, brother Abu Umar, he came and he found the table naked. So he covers the table with the sheet. That's not because I'm giving the lecture or anything. That's because we learning the deen. And Allah said, like if you honor, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ. This is sha'ira from sha'airillah. If you honor the rituals of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet, that means you have strong faith, strong iman, and may Allah accept from all of us. Now we come back to istinja. There is 2 things to remove najasa when you urinate or defecate. You use water, or you use rug, or you use the rug. You don't use the rawath al-bahaim, whichever comes out of the cows, the defecation of the cows, the sheep, those animals that we eat, their remnant, it's a food for al-jinn. And we don't want to get into this because I know you guys, when you hear the word al-jinn, then many questions arises. We're not into this. We're not studying that yet. But so we don't use that. You don't use that to remove urination or after urination or after defecation. You don't use that. But you can use rug. And also the paper towel you can use. But there is a way. Because when you remove the najasa, you don't have to remove the najasa, you go like this. You move it left and right and up and down. And you make the place of the najasa, instead of it is small, you make it big. If you do that, you have to use water. Remember that. If you do that, you have to use water. So if you practice in istijmar, then you get the rug or the piece that you want to remove the najasa with, and then urination, you just use it like this, and you up or down. You don't use it up and down. Because when you use it up, it already has the urine in it. You use it down, then it will infect the place, it will spread. So you use it up and you throw this, and you use another one, you use it down and you throw it, and you use the third one. How many? There is no limit. If the najasa, you lift the najasa with 1, is fine. If you're not sure, 2. If you're not sure, 3, until the najasa is free. It's better to use istijmar and water if you can. But again, you try also if you do number 2, you go up or you go down sideways or you go this way or that way. As long as you do not spread the spot of the najasa. We don't use that usually. And if we use paper, sometimes people use paper, and they use with the paper, they use the water after it. That's called istijmar. Okay. By the way, a najasa is not like you say, I worship Allah by practicing removing najasa. No. A najasa is a way to be clean, to practice al-ibadah. So they call it something turkey, like something mustaqdar, that you have to clean yourself before you come. I just want you to understand this. Now, let's say you get najasa on the carpet. You have your little boy, and then that little boy urinate on the carpet here in the masjid. So, and you know the spot, you clean the spot. You don't have to clean the whole masjid. You clean the spot by using this machine, water or the vacuum machine, and then you clean that spot. Let's say I remember my son was here, and as far as I remember, he urinated in this area. At that time, you wash the whole masjid. Not only the spot, because you don't know the spot. You have to have yaqeen, the masjid is clean. Same thing in your house. If your carpet, najasa came on it, and you know, you clean that part. You don't know, then you clean everything. How many times to clean the najasa? No numbers. As long as you can take the mess and you take the smell, you take the taste, then that's when the najasa is clean. I have actually we have Ustaza by the name of Maymuna Al-Nasir. She did a very good job. Just briefly, how to remove al-najasa. Unfortunately, is in Arabic, about few pages, and I don't have time to translate, but you can check her out, or if you want to make a copy, you're welcome to do that. And she's bringing all the school of thought together, and she's how you remove the najasa, izalat al-najasa. It's very good work she did. Some people, they have objection. They don't read if the woman wrote the article. They very prejudice. Huh? They say, no, woman, no, that's no good. Woman is sometimes better than men in knowledge. And you have they have specific subject to deal with. They are fit. They are excellent to give opinion in, and all our mashayikh, all our imams, part of their chain of sanad, they have woman teacher. So you don't shy away from what sisters write. Sisters, they have great mind, they have great thinking, they can do real good, and we should encourage them and change our philosophy or our approach. Specifically in knowledge. You like her cooking, you don't like her cooking, that's something else. But her knowledge, you take from her. You listen to her. I'm talking about your wife. I'm talking about your children. You have to have open ears for that. You have to. Even if they object to a certain issue in Islam, listen and see what it is. Where is the no good part, and you try to remove that. Maybe she is right. Maybe she will give you a new idea to spread it. So women always contribute to knowledge in Islam. Now we come. We said. Now, if some now you have the urine inside you, right? Is that makes you najis? The urine inside the sheep or the cow, is that make that cow or that animal najis? As long as a najasa inside does not have any effect. Once it comes out, it become نجاسة. So حكم النجاسة في الباطن لا يأخذ حكم النجاسة العينية. Again, also the animals that we eat, and I'm not saying you eat, because you eat something I don't eat it. Like people eat. For instance, eat shrimp. I eat shrimp. I eat anything, by the way. Anything it moves, I eat. Some people, they say, oh, I don't eat cow. Some people say, it's not haram or anything. But he said, it's not I don't eat it. It's not, this is my way of, I don't like it. Lamb, I don't like lamb. I don't like goats. Stuff like that. No, I'm not saying what you like or what you dislike. If the animals eatable, halal, not halal zabiha. Again, we have two words. Halal, that Allah make it halal. Zabiha is different. Zabiha is different. If the animal is halal, so the scholar said, and that's the majority of the scholar, or most of them, they said that the urine of it, or whatever najasa comes, it's halal. Whichever comes out of an animal, we do not eat. We do not eat. That's why one time Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he was in a trip, and he have his companion with him, and they found a well, and then that well is a property of an owner. So one of his companions, he said, "Oh, the owner of the well, is this well the animal comes and drink from it?" Because those animals, like tigers, like lion, those are, if they come drink, whatever comes out of them is not tahir. So, but this is another fiqh thing. But again, so Hadrat Umar ibn al-Khattab, he said, "O owner of the well, don't answer us." Why? Because the well is big, the well have a lot of water, and we're gonna study that again. We're gonna in some of the questions coming, inshallah. He said, don't answer us. Also with tahara and najasa, you don't have to have wiswas. Because if you have wiswas, if you have shaitan, then you will lose big time. You will be miserable. Okay? So you just, as I said, that's why I said you have to have yaqeen. Something that you see, something that you smell, something that you touch, something that you see the color of it. Also, let's say we said that the semen of the person, that if it touches we have three kinds of fluid, discharge of human, right? Urine, and we know that. And we have some fluid, the scholar said they don't have no name, only Arabic, called mazi. And another called mani. And before that, that's if the person is sick, called wadi. Those are three. Forget we use two. Mazi is, they call it, it's the liquid come, or the thing come like pre-ejaculation. It comes like lubrication, you name it. It's a very white, clear liquid. Everyone knows that, and that's for men and women, both of them. That part, that liquid, if it touches your clothes, you wash it. Only few scholars, they said, no, you don't wash it. It's also like al-mani. Al-mani is the semen. The semen, we have hadith in. The hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hadrat Aisha radiallahu anha. And this part we learn from Aisha. Aisha is Ummina, al-Mu'mineen. She's a woman, right? She is the best scholar. I mean, if you read the opinion, just the opinion of Hadrat Aisha, you cannot go to an end. Very beautiful. All the scholar takes from it. Even the one, they oppose her opinion. They use her opinion. Radiallahu anha. She said that I used to, when that semen of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam touches his clothes and it is dry, I just rub it like that, and the Prophet pray in his clothes again. What that tells you? You remember the hadith we mentioned, the Prophet was praying and najasa was in his shoes, and then Jibreel came all the way alayhi salam And he said, remove your shoes, right? During the prayer. So the Prophet won't pray in something najis, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So the scholar said, it is tahir. You don't wash it, you can pray with it, you just have to do this. But al-madhi, you have to wash. And that's what the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also advised. You have to wash. If you don't know which part, because we wear thobe, we wear sarawil, then you have to wash the whole thing. What about whichever comes from the animals? Also, it goes like the urine of the animal. Well, you remember that some people, they say, oh, the urine of the animal? Yeah, you remember that there is hadiths that you can drink the urine of camel. I'm not saying you drink it, but people drink it. Back in Saudi Arabia, they do that, and they say it's medicine. And nowadays, they sell it on Amazon or whatever it is. They sell that for cure. So, and drinking it, the Prophet ﷺ won't advise you to drink something is not tahir. Okay? So this is what I want to. One other question. I mean, if we get this session only for the question, we'll be fine, inshallah. We will conclude. We're not going to take new stuff. One other question, we come to the urine of the baby that did not eat. You remember? We said that what you do with it. Anybody remember? If you have a little boy and you happy with him and you carrying him, and his mother, he never ate anything except his mother breastfeed him. If he urinate on you, what you do? You just sprinkle water on it and that's it, right? But if she is a girl, what you do? You wash it. If she is a girl, you wash it. Now some people come, whatever feminists or whatever they call themselves, they say, you are discriminated. Yeah, well, I discriminate, but I hate you all, guys. I discriminate, but I hate whatever I discriminate against. Anyway, why is the difference? When hukm of Allah, this is the Prophet ﷺ differentiate between the two things, right? The Prophet is the one who told us that. You believe, you accept, you practice, you do not object, you search. But you search not to object. You search to prove that the Prophet ﷺ is right. That whatever Allah said is right. Right? So you search that. So the Prophet 1400 years said that. Differentiate between two urine from two human, two gender, male and female. When they're young, if they didn't eat, you wash the urine of the girl and you don't wash the urine of the boy. The researchers came out, they said that the girl's urine, according to according to Allah's creation, how He created her, in special form, specific form, can keep and carry many many dangerous bacteria. And this urine, if it has such a bacteria, whether she is young or old, but they have stages, and they research and they study the period of her few months or 1 year, and then when she grow up, they found this bacteria increases by age. By this bacteria is very dangerous and not good for human, and you cannot remove it unless you wash it. And subhanAllah, according to Allah's creation, for male, Allah created them different, especially in that part, and they don't carry such a bacteria. So again, even if they did not discover that, what should we say? Sami'na wa ata'na. You have no saying here. This is no fiqh question. This is nothing. That's hadith, and hadith right, sound hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Also, they went, a research went very, very, very deep into this, and they have a lot to say about it. Now, another question a brother asked me, what about this nowadays, alhamdulillah, before in Medina or Mecca, on the whole world, we only have few millions. Now we have multi-billions people on the face of the earth. And of course, everyone drink water, right? And the water resource is very limited in certain area, right? And in another area, alhamdulillah, it's very, they have wells, they have rain, they have a lot of things, and it's very difficult to transport such water to such a country like the Horn of Africa. And we work in the Horn of Africa as Islamic Reef, and the most thing we do is we deliver water. We deliver. That takes effort. It takes time. It takes a lot of money to deliver a barrel of water, and takes sizes too. You cannot deliver water by plane. You have to use the ship, and the ship also have limited space. You have to use trailers, and they have limited space. Anyway, I'm trying to get into the urine or the sewage water that we have, and it is a lot. This is the exit material of the human body, and get mixed with water. Of course, if the najasa is more than the water, then this water is najis. This water is najis. And najis, you cannot use it in anything. I mean, it's dirty, it's filthy, you cannot use it, right? You don't have the appetite to use it. That's najis. So what about if we clean this sewage? Again, cleaning is like removing the najasa. As simple as this. But it have process, and it have to have certain thing to be tahir, to be used, even to use it to make wudu and to make ghusl. So when you have najasa touches your thawb, what happened? You remove it, right? You remove the najasa. Same thing, the water have najasa. If you remove this najasa, and there is no color, no masses of najasa, and you smell nothing, it is tahir. I mean, you say, well, it's a sewage, man, I cannot drink it, even if it smells good, even if it is clear as water. That's you. It's fine. You don't want to do that, but this is not hukm al-shara'. Hukm al-shara', the saying in this, the opinion is, it is good. You can use it for wudu, you can use it for ghusl. What about for food? The scholar said, well, for food, maybe because it have bacteria, it have germs, it have whatever that, even with filtration, you cannot use. Then it's kind of a istiqdar to protect yourself, to protect the human. Then you don't want to drink it, it's fine. You don't want to cook with it, it's fine. But if you go through this analysis that you remove the najasa from, and by removing the najasa, they use a lot of water. A lot. And then that a lot of water get mixed with this najis water. Then it would, like, if you defecate or you urine, the whole world defecate in the ocean. Anything happen for the ocean? Is it najis? No. You can dip in there and take a shower, and of course, if you see someone urinate in this area, and then you go away from it, it's fine. But that doesn't mean this area is not tahir. You have a swimming pool, and your child urinate in the swimming pool. Our measurement is 2 qullah, right? 2 qullah, and the najasa have to come in. to come in. And that leads us to another question. What about if we wash our clothes with al-bukhar, like dry clean? We come to it. Then your swimming pool is good. It's good to go. You can take a shower. It's more than 600 liters. It's fine. That's saying of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Comes again to the dry clean. Dry clean, what they use? They use water, right? They use water and the vapor, they make it like very hot. The vapor comes and they use the vapor of the water to clean with. We have two issues here. One, what about if they use no good water? Here comes again another issue. No good water is fine. The material they use is al-bukhar, the vapor. It's different than the water itself. So it is halal to clean with it, then your clothes is halal. Is clean. Or they use good water, not najis water. They use tahir water, then your clothes will be good to go, and it is tahir clothes. Okay, now I said before about the sewage water because of the masses that we have, but this is not the reason for it. Whether we have a lot of people, they need water or they don't need water, that does not matter. As long as we remove an-najasa from the water, then we can drink it, we can use it for cooking, we can use it to clean ourselves with, and this is what the majority of the scholars said and agreed. Of course, you will find one scholar say no, one scholar say no, but again, we go with the majority, and this is something new that they call it contemporary issue. I say it right, Sheikh? Contemporary issue? Yeah, contemporary issue. That's that's the rules of it. Okay, what about our sisters? Our sister, when they wear long thobe or long abaya, and their abaya, they walk with it on the street, and you see a wet area, and then after a dry area, maybe the dog used the fire hydrant to do his business, and the lady passes by and she did this, and then after that a dry area, then her thobe, her abaya, even though it does that, is tahira, is no problem with this. She can, unless she walk into najasa and she knows this najasa, then she have to clean this najasa. What about you? We wear thobe, we wear pants, and sometimes we walk on the rainy weather, and we have a tin, the mud in the street, and that mud, we don't know. The floor was dry before, the ground was dry, and then because of the rain it became wet, and you walk onto it. That's ma'fu anhu. That is no problem with that. You don't have to wash it. You don't have to spend effort to remove it. Even though if your whole thobe is full of this mud, you don't have to do anything with it, and your thobe is tahir, and you can pray with that. So that's actually what I have as question from this chapter, and I hope that I clarified, or I make it understandable to you. If you have any question, inshallah, for a few minutes we can answer. If not, then we conclude.
You mentioned something about urine of halal animals.
Yeah.
Being okay. Should you clarify that again?
Huh?
Is it okay?
Yes, it is. As I said, that the urine of camel, you can drink. You can drink, and of course, if you drink human urine, then that's najis. You cook with a human urine, that's najis. But camel urine is different. The Prophet ﷺ told us that, and the scholar, radiallahu anhu, all of them, they said the urine of the animals, it's different between the animal that we eat, it is halal. You eat the animal, you eat whichever in the animal. We eat liver, I don't know if you eat liver. We eat kidney, I eat brain, I eat stomach. I eat mimbar, you know mimbar, intestine. We eat that. And the intestine and the stomach itself, if you cook the stomach, if you go, it smell like the remnant of the food, but we still eat it. So whichever comes from the animal that we eat, it is ma'fu anhu, it is halal, it is tahir.